Hi, this is Nick Weiss from Weiss Law. Wanted to talk through foreclosures from a lender's perspective, from an investor's perspective. The vast majority of the foreclosures that we do here are not bank foreclosures. They are independent lenders, usually lending money for a renovation or a flip or a purchase and then additional construction to a private company that is here in the Cleveland area. A lot of people from out of state, a lot of people in state who do this. Every once in a while, those investments fail. Sometimes it's the fault of the borrower. Sometimes it's not the fault of the borrower. Things just happen. But in any case, your remedy when you have these secured loans for any of these properties is foreclosure. Foreclosure in Cuyahoga County, particularly, can take a while. These are not fast proceedings, and there are some hoops that you have to jump through if you're intending to foreclose on any of these properties before you can get anything. To start, there has to be an actual event of default. Usually that is non-payment, but it can be whatever else or other defaults that you put in your note. You then have to wait a certain period of time. If you've got a good note, usually that's about 30 days default, give them a chance to cure. If you have any federally insured notes, and that can include HUD notes, which you may have, you have to wait a whole 120 days before you can take any kind of action, any kind of foreclosure, or anything like that. Once that's happened, the procedure is pretty much the same as we go forward. You start by getting a preliminary judicial report. That is a report of everyone and anyone who has an interest in the property. And you file that along with a complaint in foreclosure in your common pleas county. And you want to name everyone that has a potential interest in the property. That is anyone with a lien, that's any tax debt, that's anyone that shows up on that preliminary judicial report. That's certainly the state of Ohio. And that's why there are so many defendants when you end up filing these foreclosures. You have to get service on all of those defendants, and then usually we'll proceed after the defendant has filed answers to the complaint. This is usually where we will try to talk you, the investor, into not completing the foreclosure process and instead doing one of the loss mitigation options. So that could be a refinance of the loan, that could be a concurrent payment, that could be a forbearance agreement, that could be a deed in lieu of foreclosure. They just give you the property. The reason for that is you can wait a while you're doing this foreclosure, and it's possible that you don't get fully paid on this unless your note, for example, or your mortgage says, and I get my attorney's fees on this. Sometimes you're paying us a lot of money and that's it. You don't even get to recover that when going through the foreclosure. So after we do the answer and for some reason our loss mitigation options fail, we proceed to judgment. We prove either through motion practice or at trial that there is a note, that's the debt, that's the amount of money you lent, that note was secured by an instrument, that's your mortgage, and it was secured on this property that we're talking about. We prove that they defaulted on the note, that they failed to cure, and that you're owed a certain amount of money as a result. And we ask the court to send that to sheriff's sale. But we're still not done after that. If we go through the sheriff and we go through the auction, even then, the debtor has the possibility of redeeming the property up until the point that that sale is confirmed at auction. They can just pay up the total amount that is outstanding, plus any other fees that have been incurred. This doesn't happen a lot, but it certainly can happen. And then finally, you'll get your sale, you'll get your decree of foreclosure. If you want to keep the building, for some reason, and you didn't do a deed in lieu, you can actually bid on it. You can bid on the building and you can use whatever money is owed to you as part of that bid. Sometimes that's going to equal or exceed the total bid that's on here, which has to be 2/3 of the appraised value. Just warning there, if you do that and the property is inhabited, you're a landlord now, and you have to go through all of the same processes and procedures to either be a landlord and continue renting or evict the tenants, which is a whole other video that we can do for you. So those are the basics, those are the very basics of a foreclosure, and I look forward to working with you and seeing if we can get your foreclosure started and completed.